What's up, everybody? Wanted to wish everyone a happy New Year's Eve, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. For those of you that are new here, my name is Jaya, and I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday on bookish-related content. And today, we're going to be talking about the Christmas Strawberry Hollows novella series by Maren. If that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely stick around. It's reading time here at J-Bay's Corner. So the Strawberry Hollow series is basically a three-part series, which is essentially a Christmas romance series that also has a hint of spice. Basically, the way that the author describes it is like a Hallmark movie with spice in it, and that is pretty on par with what these books entailed. I personally found that I did enjoy them for what they were because I knew what they were going in. And I will say, for those who don't love spice, if you're more of a closed door novel prefer, I will say that all the spice scenes in these books can be skipped and you're not going to lose any of the storyline. And there is actually a little bit of banter and cuteness between the characters. So let's get into the books a little bit more. The first book in the series is called The Mistletoe Bet. This book is basically following the story of Quinn. She is a young woman who ended up moving to New York to become a lawyer, essentially. She's very, very good at what she does, but she's kind of at a point where she feels like while she has been doing very well at work, it's not necessarily bringing her the same level of joy that she once thought it would. She ends up coming back to Strawberry Hollow, which is a small town vibe, and there she ends up running into a childhood crush who has now become a full-time doctor. He also happens to be her brother's best friend. So it's kind of brother's best friend, younger sister trope that we're getting in this book. And essentially they end up forming a bet because our Miss Quinn has decided that Christmas is not worth celebrating and there's nothing exciting about it. And our main character, Dr. Parker Grant, has decided that he is going to find her Christmas spirit again. So they basically decide to do a mistletoe bet where he is convinced that in 7 days he's going to convince her that Christmas is absolutely amazing. Needless to say, because of the childhood crushes that have been there and everything else, it spices up pretty quickly. But it was also really cute just getting a feel for Strawberry Hollow as a town, as well as getting a little bit of banter between these two characters and also seeing the family dynamics. Overall, I ended up giving this book about a 3.5 stars. I do think it's exactly what you're expecting, and I would say the spice meter on this book is about a 3.5 spice. The next book in this series is called A Festive Fued. Oh my gosh, I'm getting some text messages, sorry. Apologize for the foghorn that just sounded. But basically it is called A Festive Fued, and this book is my personal favorite in the 3 books. This book is basically following Rivals, Enemies to Lovers series. The Worthington family and the Pierce family hate each other, and they have been in a feud forever. Think Romeo and Juliet vibes. And basically the families have opposing Christmas parties every year. And this all started because the Worthingtons had a party where the Pierces were not invited when they first came into town, and everyone else in town was invited. So the Worthingtons have then had their continued annual Christmas party, and the Pierce family decided, well, if we're not going to be invited, we're going to have our own Christmas party. And now the two families feud over Christmas. The beginning of this book is absolutely hilarious, with the two of our main characters ending up in a jail cell because they basically destroy the Christmas display fighting over a nutcracker. It was absolutely adorable. The immediate heat and physical attraction is very apparent from the beginning of the book, so that is something that is heavily hinted at in this. But it was also really nice to see the characters develop individually. Emma Worthington is someone who comes off as very uptight, prim, proper, rich, fancy. And then as the book ends up progressing, you realize she actually has a very soft side, and she's doing a lot of the things that she's doing in order to keep the peace for her family and do whatever she can to make sure that they're happy. Meanwhile, Jackson Pierce, who kind of comes off as a little bit of a prick and someone who's just a little too serious for his own good, in terms of just being a complete and total ass, someone who goes out of his way to destroy the Worthington Christmases, we start to see that he actually has a soft side as well. The other thing I like about all of these books is they kind of hint at animals as well. So we get to see Jackson's 2 dogs. I apologize. You get to see Jackson's 2 dogs in this book, which are absolutely adorable. He's also in construction, so we get to see little hints of like him building homes and things like that. And essentially the premise of this book is the 2 of them end up having to work together to host an annual Christmas party for the entire town to attend. And in the process of doing this, they obviously fall in love, as is the enemies to lovers trope that we all know and love. Now, I will say this book had some comedic moments in it. It definitely is spicy as well. It's still going to be about a 3.5 chili spice. I would say you get about 3 chapters of solid spice in this book that you can again skip, but I will say it was really fun overall to read, and I did find the book was very on par with the Christmas vibes, which I really enjoyed because I was going in for that holiday spirit, and it did feel very Hallmark to me, which I really appreciated in this little novella as well. So this one was actually a 4-star for me. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed exactly what I was getting into when I decided to pick this book up, and I think it's perfect for a little bit of Christmas holiday spirit if you guys are in the market for some of that. The final book in this series is called The Christmas List. This is a second chance romance of childhood lovers to adult romance, and it also has single dad trope as well. This one was also very, very cute. The premise of this story is basically there's a little girl who is in our main character, Josie's classroom. Her name is Lucy, and she and her father recently moved back into town. Josie has no idea who Lucy's father is, but has slowly been getting her heart stolen away by this little girl who is all about Christmas and hangs on to every single word that Josie has to say. So one day when Lucy is about to get picked up, her father Wyatt walks in, and Josie realizes that this was her first and forever love, who is the one that got away. Wyatt similarly feels the same way about Josie, and now they have a second chance to kind of rekindle that relationship. And throughout the course of the book, Lucy actually plays an important role, which I did appreciate, the fact that this little girl had purpose in the book. There's a lot of moments as well with family dynamics in this book, which I really enjoyed. We get to see Josie interacting with her older brothers. She is the youngest Pierce and the only girl, so she's actually related to Jackson. So we get a little bit of Jackson and Emma overlapping in this book. You get a hint of Quinn here and there, but for the most part, it really focuses on the Pierces in this book. But we get to see all of the siblings. We get to see the 3 older brothers and Josie interacting. We see Emma a little bit in the book, and we get to a little bit more of a vibe of Jackson's mom as well, which is very sweet. We also get to see a very, very cute rekindling of romance. And this is also a fast fall for each other because obviously there's already history and romance there. They've known each other since they were kids. So it's cute to see that. I think it's also really sweet to see Josie creating a relationship with the little girl. And you also get to see that relationship bloom, which was fun. But the premise of the book is the 3 of them end up becoming a team as they compete in the Christmas list competition that Strawberry Hollow hosts. So through the course of the book, they basically have to complete the tasks that are listed on the Christmas list in order to succeed at winning. And the team that wins basically gets to be with Santa in the Christmas parade. So Lucy is very, very excited about this because Christmas is her favorite holiday, and she's so pumped and she's so ready to win this challenge with Josie on her team. Josie is the self-proclaimed queen of Christmas, so of course Lucy and Josie have hit it off, and the 3 of them end up becoming a very sweet team. The romance, I think, rekindled in this book, as well as the vibes of this book, the Christmas list itself, the competitions that they do. It's just very sweet. It's very cute. It's very enjoyable. I would say spice is a little less in this book, and I think more properly placed in this book as well. You get a true banter between the 2 characters in this book, and I just enjoyed this one quite a bit. I ended up giving this one a 4 stars as well, and I think it's exactly what you're looking for. It's nothing to write home about. I would say all 3 of these books are not like the best writing that I have ever read in my life. I wouldn't say that they are like masterpieces of writing or anything like that, but if you're looking for a quick, fun, holiday themed read, and you're looking for something that's just happy and fun and very Christmas vibe and Hallmark movie vibe with a hint of spice and a cute romance to it, these are absolutely perfect. And I think Maren Moore did kind of nail the Christmas vibes in these books. So I did enjoy that part, but I would say that overall they were a fun, fast-paced read. Am I going to tell everyone you should pick this up and read it? No. I think if you're not a spice person, definitely don't pick up these books. I think if you're someone who's looking for something with more oomph, more substance, don't pick them up. But keep in mind, these are novellas. They're meant to be fast-paced. They're meant to be fun. But overall, I do think you'll get Christmas vibes in the books. And that does bring us to the end of this video. I realized this one was a little bit more short and sweet, so if you guys made it through, thank you so much for being here. I also realized I didn't actually do an intro, so I just wanted to say, for those of you that are new here, welcome, welcome. My name is Jaya. I love all things books. I love all things fiction for the most part. January, every once in a while, we'll do like a memoir or a nonfiction that we will enjoy reading, but for the most part, we tend to do fiction-themed books. I absolutely adore a fun read, and so I have found that this channel has just given me the opportunity to enjoy talking about books with such a wonderful community. If that sounds like something that's up your vibe, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being here. It means the absolute world to me that you guys take the time out of your busy days to sit and watch these videos, to leave comments behind that I then get to respond to, and we get dialogue going about books, because it's honestly one of my favorite things in the world, and I can't thank you enough for all of your support. That being said, I hope wherever you are, you're having a wonderful holiday season, and I do hope that you and your loved ones are safe and happy and getting plenty of time to rest, relax, and read. I'll catch everyone on the next video. Bye, guys.